Our 2019 trip to Japan was truly amazing. Over the course of about 38 days, we were able to travel over 5,000 miles using JR passes. The total price of our passes was a little more than $2,000 based on a 3-week pass bought at the cheaper foreign price and a 2-week pass based on Japanese prices. To find the true value of the rail pass for our trip, I calculated the total price of each train trip between cities according to Hyperdia. This does not include any partial trips within city centers such as the Yamanote line in Tokyo. However, the total cost of all major train journeys over 5 weeks came out to approximately $4,600. Therefore, we were able to save more than 50% of train journey costs by using the JR Pass. This sort of discount is unheard of in the travel industry, and I believe others should be able to glean similar value out of the pass as well. Remember, long train journeys such as between Tokyo and Kyoto cost well over $100 per person one way. Only buy a rail pass if you plan on traveling multiple days and long distances. Perhaps skip buying a pass if you only plan on seeing a city or two, as the discount will not be as steep. Do look at purchasing the smaller JR Pass offerings, as they are cheaper, but targeted towards a certain region. I have not calculated the value of these offerings, but they are there for you to see it for yourself. And in the end, perhaps the greatest value is the freedom the Rail Pass provides, as you can simply show up at a station in the morning and are free to head in any direction without much difficulty. There are a few things you should note before you use the JR Pass. First, it does get busy during holiday travel time such as Golden Week, so when you arrive, I would recommend getting reservations as soon as you know which train you're taking. The JR station staff are very knowledgeable and can help English-speaking tourists. However, I recommend writing down or taking a screenshot of your desired route if you want particular scheduling for your trip, and showing this to the ticket staff when booking reservations. Typical airline fares to Japan are between $600 and $900 from LAX, with non-stop flights starting at $750. We utilize Hong Kong Airlines and we're happy with the service, albeit it was time-consuming with a 7-hour layover in Hong Kong. The prices were around $300 for a one-way ticket from LAX. As for day-to-day spending, look to spend about $5 to $10 per meal per person, depending on how hungry you are and the quality of the meal you desire. The best and cheapest option for a quick meal would be getting it at the big 3 market chains, either 7-Eleven, Family Mart, or Lawson. With thousands of locations around Japan, it seems, you are never far from one of these shops. As for our accommodation, during the off-season when we visited, most budget hotels, such as Smile Hotel, were priced between $30 and $40 per night. On the weekend, and in Tokyo, this would be closer to $50 per night. Prices for rooms also edged up closer to cherry blossom season at the end of March. But no more than $70 should be necessary per night if staying at budget hotels. If traveling solo, you can always try a capsule hotel, but perhaps you would want your own room since the $10 to $20 you save comes at the cost of privacy and comfort. Daytime activities such as visiting temples, shrines, or historical sites typically range from $5 to $10, and many offer joint tickets with other local attractions. The most expensive was Horyuji Temple outside of Nara, which cost over $20 to enter. Otherwise, Japan is quite fairly priced, and one should not expect to pay any more than you would in the US, as an example. With that, we will conclude my summary on a 5-week rail adventure in Japan. In that time, we really came to know Japan inside and out. It is now one of our favorite locations in the world, and if it wasn't for COVID, we would have been back by now. As such, we highly recommend others to visit this magical country as soon as you can when international travel returns. Feel free to comment any questions or concerns you may have. And make sure to check out the other travel videos here on the channel. Thanks for watching.